right, let's talk about, customer expectations. I've been talking recently to close friends. I'm like, I'm so tired of taking the high road when nobody else is driving up there. Like, there's nobody on the high road anymore. I come in here and we vent and we bullshit on a podcast, but when I'm out there and I'm dealing with the community, I try to take the high road. I try to do the right thing. Actually, it's not necessarily the right thing. I try to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
But I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
It's just people's expectations are outrageous.
I almost feel like people take advantage of that idea as well. People take advantage of the person or the idea that someone's going to take the high road.
100%.
Yeah.
There's so many takers out there. So like there's givers and then there's takers. And if you're going to take an inch, half of these people will take an inch, they'll take a mile.
Oh, for sure.
They don't give a fuck.
There's no
like, and we have our values, empathy, but like there's no empathy in return. Everybody wants the empathy, but they don't want to fucking give it. Yeah. Everybody wants to be respected, but they can't handle the disrespect when it's deserved.
Yeah, and I consider myself a giver, but I try really hard to fight it because of that kind of notion where give an inch, people want to take a mile. Yeah. And it's true, right? As soon as you give something, anything, doesn't fucking, as small as it could be, they want the world.
Well, you guys are the company. You have lots of money. You should be doing this for us.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think we got a couple conversation starters in here. Let's see what. So.
Well, it worked before, so you must have broken it.
So there's so many times I'll go to a job and I'll be working in the electric panel for something unrelated, right? Running a new circuit to a fryer in a deli, or running some pipes across the warehouse, or putting in an outlet in your backyard so you can plug in the barbecue, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. And then something else stops working. Now it's all our fault. It's all, I did it.
Yep.
Well, it was working before you guys got here.
Yeah.
So you must have broke it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just coincidence. Sometimes they find something, right?
Right.
And sometimes I think it's intentional. I almost feel like when you talk to the customer enough or talk to someone enough, you can tell whether or not they're intentionally trying to fuck you over, or if it's just
because they're confident about it.
Yeah,
because they're
or maybe it's just circumstance, just happenstance that it started failing, or that they even found it until you got there.
Yeah, there's no option for it to be an accident or it's just they're just so set and they already know it was you, Marcus.
Yeah. And
you did it because you want to try to sell me something else. Well, I don't do water heaters, so why would I break your water heater?
Right.
Why would I mess with your door or your toilet? I'm not going to upsell you anything like that. It just doesn't. So we also do panel tune-ups and inspections, and things break.
Right.
When we're inspecting or tuning up.
Or things are wrong.
Right.
Already, and we find the problem.
That's the whole purpose of an inspection. People call us for an inspection because they want to know that their system is done properly. Mm-hmm. Then when we find something that's not done properly, they go, "Oh, you made that way. Mm-hmm. You're trying to sell me something. Why did you even ask for an inspection?"
Yeah.
That's the purpose. The maintenance, right? We went out on the house, we did a panel tune-up. Probably shouldn't even done a tune-up, but that's the first step to getting before changing all the breakers or replacing the bus or replacing the whole thing.
Yeah.
This panel hadn't been tuned up ever. Crack, right? Because it hasn't been maintained. Well, you broke it. No, that's not how it works. I'm tuning it up. I found that your fixtures are faulty, and now here's the cost for it. It's nothing vindictive. It's not vindictive. It's it's not intentional. It's not.
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Vindictive's a good word.
It's not devious.
Right.
There's nothing devious. We want you to maintain your system. We're out there inspecting. When we find things that are broken or that are on the verge and break, when we tighten the screw to torque to whatever the torque specifications of that manufactured panel, if it broke, it's the problem. It's not because, then you hear, well, it's been like that for 20 years and never had a problem. Well,
Yeah.
it's been 20 fucking years. And you didn't maintain it once that fucking screw hasn't been touched in 20 years? No wonder it's sitting there arcing. Like, you got to tighten your connections. You have to go through the process. But, like, it's not our fault. And sometimes we have technicians that don't know how to they just go, well, I'll help you the best I can because we empathize.
The
like,
conversation, the communication.
like we want to empathize. Like they feel bad. Our techs feel bad. It's like, oh, haha, we found something broken. Haha, now we get to bend you over.
Never the case.
And
right?
charge $89. You know, like.
Yeah. And that's part of that comes from part of our values, right?
100%.
Empathy is one of our values, and so all the people that work here have empathy.
So anytime a customer immediately jumps to this, they're no longer a customer of ours.
Right.
They don't align with our values, and that's our decision. We don't hire people that don't align with our values. We don't buy from people that don't align with our values, and we're not going to work for people that don't align with our values. Mm-hmm. So they get an asterisk.
Yep. We fired many customers along the way.
Oh, the job didn't take a full 2 hours.
Oh, God.
I want a discount. Or your tech wasn't here for 4 hours. Why'd I get billed for 4 hours? Oh, I had to go run get parts for your job.
Had to do whatever
I
it
can
was
only carry
for
so many
your
parts.
job.
Yeah. That's the thing is, these expectations are outrageous because they know before we go. It's a 2 hour minimum. No matter if it's a breaker, a switch, a plug that was unplugged, it doesn't matter. It's 2 hour minimum.
Yep.
But we get out there, they agree, they give us, get out there, reset a breaker, do some testing, figure out there was something plugged in that caused it to trip. 15 minutes later, here's your bill for 2 hours. Oh, I don't want to pay the full price. Well, but we came out and fixed the problem.
Right.
But you're only here 15 minutes, but you're not paying for the time. You're paying for the knowledge.
How about this one? Well, I could have done that. Could you have? But you didn't.
Good to know. We're hiring.
Right. But you didn't.
Can you write this customer an invoice for 2 hours?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so tired.
There's this one.
I'm starting
right?
to get jaded.
And then there's the customer that, all right, whatever took 15 minutes, and then they're like, oh, well, can you look at this other thing? Yeah, as long as it doesn't go over, our minimum, we can look at whatever you got, whatever you want.
2 hours is 2 hours.
2 hours, 2 hours. So that's the smart customer. Like, look at something,
there are those
right?
people like, come out for this trip breaker, but while he's here, if he has time, can he hang a ceiling fan for us? Sure. But now 2 hours and 20 minutes, Marcus.
Yeah, well.
Where does it go? You get charged 2.5 hours.
Yep.
2 hours and 40 minutes, you get charged 3 hours.
Yep.
We charge in half-hour increments. We can't just, we have expenses.
And we have minimums for a reason.
Right.
Right? We can't charge for 15 minutes when it took the technician 20 minutes to get out to your job and 20 minutes to get to his next job.
Right.
Like, it's just
Plus
not going to happen that way.
The cost for insurance, the
Gas,
uniforms, the vehicles, the tools, everything. Right. All of it.
There's minimums.
And it's just, I feel like more and more today, people just want shit for free. Like, they just don't want to pay for anything. Like, and those are the people we don't want to be around, right? What were we just talking about?
No discount. We have a 2 hour minimum. It's going to be the 2 hour minimum.
The only
Plus
discounts
material.
we offer are as if you're a member. If you're a member, you get a discount.
Oh, yeah.
You also get a panel tune-up.
Yeah.
And an inspection.
Mm-hmm.
You should do your panel tune-up every year. If something goes wrong, your insurance company, if your house blows up, catches on fire and blows, and your insurance company says, oh, it was the panel, but you didn't maintain the panel, are they going to pay?
Dude, your insurance is a scam.
100%. They're looking for any way to get out of paying you.
Anything.
You didn't maintain your panel and your house burns down, they're going to be like, sorry, you didn't follow the panel's manufactured recommendations.
Wild.
Good luck asking them that.
This is not what your estimator and technician said.
It doesn't matter what was said, right? People say things. Everything we do in business should be in writing.
There's an estimate and a scope of work for a reason.
Right. Like, If the estimate should say clearly how many of X we're installing or how many of X we're going to repair,
Yep.
where the location is, going to retrofit 642 400 watt high pressure sodium high bays to 642 100 watt LED high bays in your warehouse.
Yep.
Then if there's at the end of the job, there's 3 that didn't get done,
Now,
well, that's 3 that weren't counted, so there was originally 645.
now if you figure that out and your estimator goes, oh, we'll make sure that those happen for you as well. Have that shit changed on the estimate or the paperwork to the proper amount.
The estimator said he's going to do all the lights, but the scope says 642. Yeah, but he said all the lights and he counted them.
Right.
Yeah, well, we're only human. People make mistakes. But that's what they think. That's not what they said.
Right.
And we also have like...
And as leaders, right? Leaders of a business, I can't go off of he said, she said. As much as I would love to know how that conversation went, right? I don't. So all I can go off of is the estimate and what's been put in writing as far as that job and that price. That's all I have to go off.
What
the
do we
scope
call?
of work.
What do we call that?
The SOW, scope of work.
What do we call that paper that is on? It's a contract.
Oh, yeah.
We're contractors. Everything should be under contract.
Yeah, 100%.
We have ones that, where we sell things, we buy from our distributors, right? Typically we're not buying direct from the manufacturer. Certain scenarios, yes. Smaller manufacturers, yes. Sometimes we can.
Yeah.
But typically we go from our distributors, we buy a piece of equipment or some material, and then we sell it to our customers. Our customer says, hey, this didn't work like I thought it was going to. Well, how did you think it was going to? Well, your estimate said it was going to do this. Well, it doesn't say that on your scope of work. It doesn't say that anywhere in your thing. Well, this pamphlet that I got from the manufacturer says that it did. Well, did my estimator provide that? And can you show me the email trail from where that came? But so we're on the same page that if you're under the impression that the manufacturer can do something, yeah, okay, I'll take it back to the manufacturer.
100%.
I'll take it back to my distributor because that's who I bought it from. Mm-hmm. And then they can take it back to who they bought it from.
Right.
I'm not the manufacturer and I'm not warranting for the manufacturer. If it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, you need to ask those questions and make sure that it's doing the right thing. But I'm not on the hook for what we buy from our distributor, right? The distributor's not on the hook either. The manufacturer's on the hook.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, did we have those expectations up front?
Yeah.
Did we?
And
I don't see them anywhere in our contract.
Right. And us as the contractor or the person in this needs to help create that expectation, right? To help build that expectation for the customer when during these conversations.
Right, and we learn every conversation.
Every conversation we learn, for sure.
And it's getting worse and worse because now it's like, well, Uber, I just plug in Uber and they send a car. I thought that if I plugged in my hours, they would send the power.
And
well, why would you think that?
You still get the people that just blatantly lie.
Right. They're just trying to manipulate.
Right.
Well, Marcus, I bought a $100,000 product from you, and it doesn't do exactly what I want, so I'm not going to pay you. I don't think I should pay for this.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you think you have to pay for this?
Yeah. And why did you think that it would do X?
Right. Well, because your technician said something. Did you get that in writing? We say a lot of things when we're having conversation. I say shit on this podcast that I don't even think about. I watch the show afterwards. I'm like, that's wrong.
Right.
Right? That's wrong.
All right.
It's not in writing. You got it on video, but that's not in writing. All of this can be AI replaced. Marcus.
I'm going to be AR replaced one day.
I am a robot. I have a robot vagina. JP. Grandma's boy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like hiding in his fucking vest. How did he see me?
I like that movie.
Fucking watched that the other night.
I was about to say, you're like on top of Grandma's boy.
I watched that shit the other night. It's fucking hilarious. He's like, Oh yeah, my roommates are sleeping, so just be quiet. You mean your parents?
Your parents? Yes.
Yeah, I got
car
my sweet
bed?
car bed.
Yeah,
My roommate said they're gonna get me like a car phone,
radio?
a radio, yeah, CB radio, so I can talk to other car beds. I don't know. It's getting worse. People are getting worse. The expectations are getting outrageous. Things are getting more and more expensive on all fronts. They can tell the economy's people are pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's getting worse and worse and worse
It
and
is.
worse.
100%. Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully it flips here soon.
Thanks
get
for
back at
watching.
it.
If you watch this, try not to be a dick. Don't be these guys.